1 2 1 2. Hello, hello. Is the sound okay if anyone is watching? Just need to put a few things live on Kick, live on YouTube. So what we're going to talk about today is DeFi. And in DeFi, there are many ways to earn money on your crypto. And why am I talking about earning money on your current crypto through various means? Is in essence, and despite what people in the comments will say, we have had the bull run. And if I just want to get up, I need to get the correct chart. And it's total crypto market cap. There's your past 3 bull runs. They're pretty much the same time frame. That was 18 months. That was 15 months. That was 15 months. And that time frame is from the Bitcoin halving to the top of the market. Yeah. So, in my opinion, we're in for a consolidation period. And in that consolidation period, what I refuse to do is just sit and do nothing. Because a lot of people sat and did nothing in 2025. And there was even a guy in the comments the other day saying, everything's going to 20x from here. We're at the bottom, blah, blah. We're probably not at the bottom. And again, like I've said before, if your altcoin has not got an all-time high, last bull run, why would it get another one? And another guy commented saying that he disagreed because it's all about the tech, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Trust me, it doesn't matter. What product, because people separate the product from the actual cryptocurrency price. And that is the issue. That is the issue. So if you want to have a look at what I'm doing, there is a link on Kick and on YouTube for the free DeFi playbook. In that goes through how you can do it yourself in DeFi. What originally got me into DeFi was CeFi, and that was something called Celsius Network, which has gone into bankruptcy. And Celsius Network was a crypto platform that enticed you to lock up your crypto with them because it was offering very good rates. And it was offering, shall we say, better rates if you got paid in their own token, which was Cell token. So here's some favorable rates, 10% on a stable coin if you earned it back in the Cell token, 7% if you got it back in USDC. And I was loving this because, look, even on stable coins, I can earn quite a bit in here. And even the amount on Bitcoin. So if you locked up your Bitcoin with Celsius, look, you get 8% back in their own token. And the whole deal with Celsius was, well, you lock up your tokens, you get some of their token, and their token appreciates in price, and it's a flywheel of just consistent going up in price. And it had a lot of Bitcoin, Celsius, right? But they got greedy. They started to do a lot of stuff with this crypto. They didn't hold 1-for-1. So a lot of places that you lock your crypto up with now, if there is been 50 Bitcoin deposited, let's just say on an easy level of 5,000 Bitcoin deposited, they should have 5,000 Bitcoin in the platform, but these didn't. They were playing around with a lot of users' funds, and there was basically a bank run on it because they didn't have the cash to cover the withdrawals because it wasn't 1-for-1. Subsequently, you had Celsius go, you had BlockFi go, you had a few other smaller ones go, and a lot of people lost money. I know a few friends who had money in this. Luckily, I only had like $10 left in it when I did it, and I sold Sell token in 2022. I wonder if I can actually search and see when I did this. And this was the thing at the time. Is Celsius Network in trouble? 55% said no. I already got out at this point. I already got out. But again, people trust the coins too much. And what is actually funny is this here. Look at this guy. Remind me of this in a year. Remind me of this in 6 months. I don't know if this guy has an account anymore. Probably not. But, you know, I hope he was reminded of that to see how right I was. But there you go. Now, there are still platforms that enable you to give your crypto to them and they can give you rates back. One of the big, and obviously we had FTX that crashed as well. So, for example, we know probably one of the largest is crypto.com. Sponsors the F1, has a arena named after them. But again, it's not really DeFi. It is it's a CeFi platform. So when we talk about not your keys, not your coins, you lock up your crypto or give your crypto to any of these providers that give you a ROI back, whether it be, you know, 4, 5, 6% on your crypto. If anything happens to these platforms, which has happened previously, your crypto disappears, right? And what you'll find with a lot of the providers, whether it's crypto.com, whether it's Binance, any of these exchanges, Coinbase, because you can do earning on Coinbase as well. There's many of them. What you'll find with these platforms is they have a lockup period. So what that means is you'll have to lock up your coins for a certain amount of time to get a certain amount of yield. So the longer you lock it up, the more yield you get back, right? But again, not your keys, not your coins. And that is the problem a lot of people fall into, is they think that a lot of these exchanges are basically like a bank where they take custodian of your crypto and it's covered up to a certain amount. And a lot of them will say they've got insurance. I'm sure Celsius said that. I'm sure FTX said that, but they don't. And people didn't get back what they were owed. And if they did get it back, they unfortunately got their tokens back at a cheaper price than they had them at. So they obviously were unable to sell because they got them back in the bear market and they lost them in the bull market, which is an unfortunate thing. So stage one of people wanting to actually use DeFi to get an ROI on their crypto, looking ahead that this year will potentially be sideways with a lot of people hodling, is the fact you can start here, right? Because let's be honest, people want to do stuff easy, don't they? They want to lock up the crypto, get an ROI back on it, and they want to do it the easy way, which is to use the platform. You buy the crypto to stake the crypto, which is fair enough. In my opinion, there's better ways to do it whilst holding the crypto you have in your cold wallet or your hot wallet, whatever that is. So you still can stake your crypto. And what you can do is you can stake it. So this is a website called Staking Rewards. And you can basically search on here your crypto. Let's just say it's Solana. Gives you a reward rate, staking ratio, and you can look at different providers and you can get a ROI on them. You'll obviously have to do your own research on these. You know, let's say you got 10K, get $600 back on this. Let's be honest, it's not amazing. You know, not amazing. But if you just want to stake, that's it. If you want to look up as well, any providers, any particular protocols, go on this website, DeFi Llama, and you can search them. So again, I'm trying to think of a staking platform that I can search on here that's got pretty good rewards. Let's see if we can. So Lido is one of them. Lido is probably the highest TVL of an Ethereum-based staking provider. All the data is there for them. And then if you were to go on the website, if you got Ethereum, not a great rate, to be honest with you. Right? What you can also do is lend out your crypto. One of the largest platforms for that is Aave. And you can also stake on it. So these are the current rates. ETH 4.48%, USDT and USDC 5%. And then you've also got the markets. And then you can supply your crypto. But again, not fantastic rates, I'm going to lie, if you're just staking it. Yeah. The other thing you can do to release equity, and I've shown this, you can do it on Aave, but again, the best actual thing to show you, and you can try this yourself, I've shown this many times before, this is called Spark. So if you go on this, app.spark.fi, and you play around with this in terms of seeing what the possibilities are. Let's say you have some Bitcoin and you just want to hodl it, but instead of just waiting for something to happen, or maybe you're just chilling with it, but you want to put it to use, you don't want to sell it. Yeah, well, I know a lot of people don't want to sell the Bitcoin, that's fair enough. Let's say you have half a BTC. You can borrow stable coin against that. Let's just say in this example, 10K. Then you can use that 10K to do something. Yeah. At a rate of 3.63%. So you borrow the 10K, which is basically $363 a year. You'd pay interest on that, which isn't much, let's be honest. Right? And you can see how this will play out if you go on sandbox mode. So you click on sandbox mode, does a lot of stuff in the background. And then it should, if I just close a few of the tabs. It is not working. Let me just try on another thing. Bear with me. Sandbox mode. Nope, I don't think it's working. We're in sandbox. Excellent. Right, so we've got 0.5 BTC. Yeah. And let's say we lent the 10K in USDT. And you borrow. That's what rich people do. So this is the process you go through. And you can see here, right? And I'm not saying use this platform. This is just an example of what to do. Not what to do, but you can visually see everything. So on this, you can see in front of you half a Bitcoin. You borrow 10K of that, which is around 29% loan to value. And what it's saying in the corner is here. The liquidation price is 24K. Current price 68. Right? So if it was to get down, let's say to 30K BTC, you just need to add more collateral, aka more BTC, and then that liquidation price will lower. Or obviously pay back the loan. The idea is, though, that now BTC is half the price it was at the all-time high, is technically better if you're looking at doing this than when it's at its all-time high. Because let's be honest with you, you got the loan at the all-time high, liquidation rate's half of that, we've got to that, you know? So on a practical aspect, this is how it would work. And then forget staking, forget whatever. With that 10K, you can do what you want with it, right? In the UK, it's not classed as a disposal of assets because you've locked up your collateral, which is the BTC, because you've not disposed of the asset. You've just locked it up and then gain that 10K. And you have to just pay back, remember, 3% a year. But you don't have to pay it back in a certain time frame. Yeah? There's no contract. There's a smart contract, but there's no guy at the bank. There's no one ringing you. It's just there. And every time you log on, you can see where it's up to. So let's just say I went on approve on this. Right, this is going to look stupid, by the way, 'cause it's sandbox mode, so it gives you millions in wealth. But there's that money there, and it's under as collateral. So you withdraw the deposit, you can see there. It's not that, it's... I've not used this before, so I'm not sure. There we go. Repay. So look, that's the interest on it now, obviously, because I've just started it. So that would just go up as time goes on, right? But in theory, if you're over the years, let's just say 3 years go by, it's gaining $300 interest per year. So that's $900 extra you own. So instead of 10K or 11K to free up your BTC, you've locked your BTC up at 68K now, yeah? Half a BTC you've locked up. That half a BTC, in theory, in the next bull run, you could be unlocking it, and that half BTC at 68K, which is worth 34K, could be worth 50K, 60K, 70K, 80K. Do you see what I'm saying? So you're unlocking that appreciating asset, and you've used that appreciating asset to gain some cash. And in theory, if you're only borrowing it at the rate of, what was it, 3 3%. In theory, if with that 10K, you were making more than that 3% on that 10K, then you're making money. Yeah. And we were looking at things before with stable coins where you can get 5%, even just staking. You know? Even just staking. So in my opinion, this is something to possibly consider. If you have got BTC and you want to potentially lock it up to free some cash to do something with it, even if you just spend it. Yeah. And the big one to do it on, like I said, is Aave. There's quite a lot of chains on here. Got all the markets. So whatever your coin's on, you can connect it to here. And then lend, borrow, do what you want. Now, of course, I'm going to say, if you extracted this 10K here, you could then put it to work over here. Yeah. Then put it to work over here. Because if you're getting, and we discussed this, even if you're getting 50% a year, and that's APR, not APY. APY is compounded. 50% APR a year. Think about that in simple terms. You know, $10,000, that's $5,000 per year, not compounded. So that would be 25K. And then you pay your loan back, which would be, if you do it over 3 years, 11K back. Then you've got 14K. Obviously, there's going to be peaks and troughs throughout that. So mentioned that the yields were low the last couple of weeks, but they have picked up recently. And just like this guy says here, Crypto Theory, started my first pool yesterday. Well done, sir. And even if you don't want to do the strategy that I've spoken about with locking up the assets, lending the stable coins, putting it to work that way, you can literally just start these pools from no money. No money. Got a comment here. I'm getting some humble no-risk APR on crypto exchange. Got to be honest, DeFi taking a borrowing. Scares me a little bit at this point. Again, like I said in the last, well, not the last video, but like I said before, the risk you have with getting the APR on a crypto exchange is if something happens to the said crypto exchange, which I'm not saying it 100% will, but it has happened several times before with Celsius, FTX, BlockFi, Freeway. The list goes on. And I don't see it ending anytime soon. Unfortunately. This, what I've shown in front of you, once you understand the key aspects of it, once you understand the simplicity of it, you'll wonder why you never started earlier. Because that's what I thought. So off a small $3,700 here, it's doing about $10 a day. The earned is actually higher than daily rewards now. So people say, oh, it doesn't compute. It does, because yesterday I took rewards on this and it's just gone to $13. So it's at $13 a day at the moment. All right, so it's saying monthly. This is $303. So just under 10%. It's actually probably more at the moment. If I put $13.86 times 30, that's around $400. So it's earning about $400 a month. I think that's over 10%. And that's why sometimes I had a comment the other day of a guy that said, is 10% realistic. But personally, for me, I've seen it. You can get more if you compress the ranges. You get less if you widen the ranges. It depends on your portfolio, your risk appetite, the pools you're in, the coins you want, etc., etc., etc. You know, depends on a number of factors. But for me, I'd say 10% in my case is what is happening. So if you extrapolate that out, scale it up, 3,700 getting 10% a month, 10K getting 1K a month, 20K getting 2K, 30K getting 3K, 50K getting 5K, etc., etc. So there you go. There you go. Again, if you just want to stake, that's fine. Or if you just want to DCA into your coin that's going down, that is fine as well. This is your coin. Your coin's not mine. So far on this, since I set up this spreadsheet, $76 taken since I started recording it, probably a week ago. So we'll see what this rises to, because like I said, the yields have picked up, and I'm yielding mainly Ethereum, and then some Kita, and then the shitcoin pool I'm just swapping for BTC. And then I'm going to be scaling this pool up as we go on, and it's just gaining income. So there you go. There you go. If you've got any questions, let me know. In terms of the actual market itself, it's hard to know what's going on at the moment with the war and stuff. You can see the big dip when it started there. I actually don't think the S&P 500 is down, to be honest with you. I think people are so used to bad news now, no one really cares. It's got that way in recent years. So if you look over a month, I mean, it's not really. It's up 5.6% in the past 6 months. Down in a year, up 16% in 12 months. So it is doing all right, to be honest with you. Doing all right. But if you're wondering when the next point in the market is, I think it was May 28. Let me just check. April 28. Let me get the exact date. Mid 28. April 12th we've got. So if you set yourself a time frame and you think the next half in, i.e. that could trigger the start of the next market, is April 28. If you look at it visually, roughly there. So you would obviously expect, look at it, what's happened previously, like this, and then boom. Pretty much that. So the question is, what do you do in this time frame? Which, what are we on, monthly? It's basically 2 years. What do you do in this 2-year period? Do you sit and hope that your coin's going to go up? If I still had this coin, am I still hoping that this is actually going to do something in another 2 years, despite doing nothing for 5? Then it'd be 7 full years. Do I do that? Homework on the liquidity pools, yes. Yeah, there probably will be a relief pump, of course. But you know, the pump needed to move something, and a lot of coins, to be honest with you, like this, is is insane. Is insane. So again, like I've said previously, you look at the big boys, i.e. Solana, i.e. XRP, i.e. Tron. You look at all these charts. Look at the Tron chart. It's one of the best, to be honest with you. You look at all these coins. If anything's going to have a relief pump, what are they going to be? Is a relief pump coming from the coins that literally are their all-time highs in the last bull run, like your Solanas, your XRPs, etc.? Or is it more likely going to be the coins way down in the shitcoin territory? Like, I don't know what this is, but this. That's not a really good example because it's just launched. Useless. Is useless going to pump? Or is it going to be one of the big ones? That's what you've got to think. That's what you've got to think. And I know people will look and hope at what's it called now? The BTC crypto market indicators. This one. This is still going. And this is an aggregate of every single indicator. And this has pretty much been stuck like this for a year. And I don't know why. Saying that, the bull run is not over. But you only have to look at a BTC chart. I mean, you know, it went up since December 22. December 22, it was I should have said the start of 2023, it was at 16K. And then obviously went to 125K 2.5 years later. So is it going to pump up from halfway again? Probably unlikely, in my opinion. And I put a poll on my Telegram group, a lot of people said they were hodling. And I'll put a link actually here. A lot of people said they were hodling this year and doing nothing. Let me just post it in the chat if you want to join. The majority of people said they were going to hodl their coins this year, but the problem is with hodling is it's like having a property with no tenants. And to me, I'd rather put something to work. I'd rather gain some kind of ROI. And like one of the guys in our group said, Akram, this has got him excited about crypto again. Seeing his crypto being put to work, actually doing something, actually going up in value has benefited him. And yeah, I agree, BTC might dip to 50K, 40K. But again, if you are yielding your crypto, let's say you've got ETH as well, and that dips to, I don't know, 1,500 or whatever, 1,400, good, because if it dips, you'll benefit from the fees. And then you can buy more from the yield that you've earned. So it's just a positive flywheel all the time of you being able to accumulate more without consistently putting more money into the market. So many people have wasted so much money in the bull run especially DCAing into shit coins over and over and over and over and over and over again. All I've bought recently is BTC and Ethereum. That is it. I wasn't buying it. And if you remember, I set up a challenge, which was buying $5 of BTC a day. But then BTC spiked to 125K. And I stopped buying because I just wanted to wait, you know. Back end of last year, BTC's at 125K. Am I buying $5 a day? No. No. Am I DCAing now? Yes. Because it's half price than it was, 50% discount than I got, you know, only 5 months ago, 6 months ago. You know, you look at its all-time high. It's only 5 months ago we had 126K BTC. That was the record high only 5 months ago. So for me, I'm accumulating larger assets. And again, this isn't, you know, my entire bag, obviously. This is what I'm just testing. This is what I'm just building and scaling. This DeFi portfolio. And it's just going to increase and increase. And the rewards I'm going to increase. And it's going to enable me to buy more BTC, buy more Ethereum, put them back in pools, and the flywheel just continues. The monthly rewards get bigger, and it just goes on and on and on and on and on. And that is, in my opinion, well, that's what I'm doing in 2026, and I feel that's the best way to make a bit of cash this year, and not like a lot of people that are getting frustrated, that think I'm wrong, that think that their coin in their secret category, whatever it is going to make them a 20x, a 30x, because altcoin season's starting. Sure it is. Sure it is, bro. Sure it is. Sure it is. Because nobody, no institutions, none of the big boys are buying anything low cap. They're not. I remember this coin, actually. I guarantee people are saying buy the dip. And the dip on this coin's been, when's the all-time high? March 21. People say buy the dip for this. And it's just insanity at this point. And, you know, sometimes I go on this and look at people still doing it. All you need to do is go on X. Go on X. Put the coin in. I don't know if this is the exact one, to be fair. There we go. There's people still going to be buying this. Here we go. Another one here. One is Binance going to list it. And this is the mindset people have, right? Why would Binance list that? Because what do Binance want people to do? Buy it. The liquidity is 2 million in this. How much liquidity is going to run through Binance? Why would they want to list this coin? But this guy probably going to buy the dip on Velo instead of actually trying something. And again, here, another one. And I see it for every single coin. See, and this is it. This is the game. This is the game. Every single coin has a community like this in a echo chamber. And no disrespect to anyone that has this coin, or if this is you that has replied to this, or you, whatever, if this is you that owns it, every single coin, probably top, what, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, will have a small community of people that will just non-stop talk about their coin, shill their coin, and the price over 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year. Remember, this has been down for 5 years now. Will never go up, but people will still buy it. And they will look at something like this, instead of cutting the losses and think, you know what, I'm sick of buying this shit coin. It's going absolutely nowhere. It's never going to pump. Realistically, is it? So you know what? How's about I actually buy one of the two largest assets in crypto, BTC or ETH, and use them in liquidity pools and actually earn an income over the course of 2026 instead of this. But again, and every time I'm on this stream, I bring up a coin, we look at the community, and it's the same copy and paste replies from all of them. You know, I have lots of angry people in the comments that say, oh, you're wrong, I don't believe it because of insert tech here, or, you know, altcoin season this, altcoin season that. Yeah, bro, we had the altcoin season for the large cap coins. Solana all-time high, XRP all-time high, Tron all-time high. The altcoin season this year was for the larger cap coins. Solana did a 10x from $25 to 250 plus. XRP went from about 40, 50 cents to $3.80, I think, or $3.60, 70. You know, Tron has just gone up for 2-3 years straight. This hasn't. This never will. Again, of course, it may pump 5-10%, but it ain't getting anywhere near up here or even here. But people don't see it because there's such in this little bubble that they live in on X or YouTube or whatever with the price predictions, and they think at some point, because the altcoin season happened previously, that it's going to happen again. And there's so many coins created every single day now. The liquidity is getting thinner and thinner and thinner, right? There's not billions more people involved in crypto, right? So it's the liquidity is very thin, and the liquidity and the money is concentrated now so far at the top with the well, we call them blue chips, but so far at the top coins, nobody's looking at this. I guarantee nobody that has got any decent sort of money is looking at this coin. Nobody, right? The only people buying it are the people that got in this coin ages ago, and not just this coin, several thousands other just like this. There's no one with a large chunk of money coming in to buy it, right? It ain't happening. It isn't happening. And I can keep saying it all year, but it ain't happening. So sorry if you have this coin or you have any others. But for me, like I said, DeFi, staking, lending is a way to get the ROI back, because if you spent 2025 in a shit show, not earning anything on your crypto, not seeing any results, not seeing any ROI, then why not even just spend an hour, half an hour learning about this? Like I said, I've got a free, you didn't have to download it, free DeFi playbook that explains what it is. Watch some YouTube videos, chuck $100 in a pool on VFAT, on Orca, whatever, and see if it works for yourself. Right? The worst you can do is put $50 in, something as small as $50, and see it does nothing. Right? You spent $50 and more. There's people, I mean, people buy video games special edition for whatever, $120, and then play the game 3 times, and that's it. You know? People will buy stupid shit for that amount. So why not put it in something that will actually generate an ROI? And if you're like, oh, Matt, is it 10%? Is it 10%? Well, you know what? Put $50 in one of these pools. Make sure you set it up correctly. Leave it for a month. And if you put $50 in and you get 5 back, there's your 10%. And then you know that if you put 100 in, you may get 10. 200 in, you may get 20 per month. 1,000, you may get 100. Keep a spreadsheet, log everything you do, and then you can see the proof is there in front of you. There's no, it's not, you know, so many of these crypto guys sell groups where they promise the secret alpha coins or these coins are going to pump or whatever. There's no secret here. It's literally all in front of you. You know, of course, we have a group with a community with a lot of guys in it that have weekly calls. We hold the hand basically. And it is kind of like it's called the 10K fast track because it is fast tracking people through this. But you don't have to join that. You don't have to download my free guide. You can literally go on, try this yourself and see if it works. That is the beauty of it, right? That is the beauty of doing it. Because with your altcoins, especially the low cap ones, you've got no idea if and when they will ever pump in the market. And even medium cap ones, you know, let's just say you have one that is maybe top 100. So you're thinking, Matt's talking about shit coins. Maybe mine's not a shit coin, right? Maybe yours is down here. I know people spoke about Algorand before. This used to be one of the top coins. Maybe you're thinking about that. But the question is, you know, this all-time high is back 5 years ago. 6 years ago, all-time high. Don't know if you count that as the all-time high. Maybe here, 2021, 5 years ago. Someone will say, well, I'm just waiting for this to pump. But is it going to pump in 26? Is it going to make you an ROI in 26? Is it going to make you an ROI in 25? Sorry, in 27, in 28, in 29? Could get to 2030 and this could just do the same thing. Little spike here and then back down. And you won't sell it because you're thinking it's going to go up here. And that is the thing over and over again. And the beauty of these is the fact that you're getting ROI every day, every week, every month. That is the beauty of it. And that is why I do it. Yeah, that is why I do it. That is why 2026, I've shifted this mindset and started doing this because I refuse to hold on some coins and hope that they pump in 2026 because they might not. That is the harsh reality. And I know a lot of people, again, refuse to put money into crypto this year because they put too much in 2025. Guess what? You don't have to put any more money in with this because it could just pay you out without you paying anything in. And that is the idea. Monthly revenue, or whenever you want to take it, daily, weekly, and you can just spend it if you want. Even if you don't want to, scale up the pools, you could just think, right, well, I'm going to let's just put 5K of one coin in here that I've got. I was going to hold it anywhere. So I'll just put 5K in and I'll spend the $500 a month on something that I want to spend it on. Fair enough, you do that because that's what you can do. But that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys very, very soon.